then Allah will expose those, He will absolutely expose those who are truthful when they say they actually have faith in Allah, and He will expose those that are liars. This is Allah's way of telling who actually says they have Iman and who doesn't have Iman, who's actually a liar. أَمْ حَسِبَ الَّذِينَ يَعْمَلُونَ السَّيِّئَاتِ أَنْ يَسْبِقُونَ سَاءَ مَا يَحْكُمُونَ. Did people imagine that those that commit sins, now what is Allah talking about? One person is being burnt, but there are those who are burning him. So one question is, why is this happening to me? The answer to that is, did you think you're just going to not be tested? That you're just going to, why should I follow Islam? Look at what it got me. Look at my back. Look at what it got me. And you have people like Khabbab bin Arat who go through this test and they have sabr. And even when they cry out, they realize this is a trial from Allah and their iman only increases. But on the other hand, the question comes, how come these people are getting away with it? Why doesn't Allah strike them down? How come they did so much evil and nothing happened to them? Look at them, they're happy, they're laughing. They have so much money, you know? How come there's no justice? I don't see justice. I still see them walking around. After everything they did to me, they get to have a happy life? How so? And I'm suffering and they're happy? Allah doesn't see that they're the criminals? And Allah says, did people who have committed evil acts, did they think they got ahead of us? Yasbiquna actually is used when, you know, there's like a chase and the cops are chasing you or the authorities are chasing you, but your car's too fast and it just gets away. Allah says, the people who commit crimes, did they think they just got ahead of us? They just escaped? Sa'a ma yahkumun. What a terrible decision they made. You know, this guy is running from the cops. He can't even see the cops in the background anymore. He goes, ha 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 ha. But actually there's a entire police patrol right in front. You know, and he's going full speed right into it. You understand? Allah says, what a terrible decision they made. They think they can escape God? They can escape Allah? These criminals? What is Allah doing? He's telling the person who's being tested, this is not your problem. Giving them justice, when will I give it? How will I give it? That's not your problem. I'm telling you that I will give them perfect justice. But not on your terms, on my terms, Allah is telling us. On His terms. The world doesn't work on our terms. The world works on Allah's terms. You know? سَاءَ مَا يَحْكُمُونَ مَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُو لِقَاءَ اللَّهِ فَإِنَّ أَجَلَ اللَّهِ لَآتٍ وَهُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. He says, whoever has been hoping that one day they will meet with Allah, well, that meeting is coming. Meaning, if you never lost hope in Allah, no matter what bad happened, and you knew one day I'm going to stand in front of Allah and He will know everything I went through. He will know all of it. He won't dismiss any of it. He knows every turbulence of every heartbeat that I felt. Every anxiety that He knows it. He says that meeting is coming and He's hearing everything and He knows everything. He hears everything you and I say, and He hears everything we don't even say, we just think. Even what we feel, He knows it. He knows the states of our hearts. وَمَنْ جَاهَدَ فَإِنَّمَا يُجَاهِدُ لِنَفْسِهِ. If you remember nothing else from this khutbah, I pray you and I can nail this teaching into our hearts. Nail it, dig it into our hearts. He says, whoever continues to struggle, what that means is they continue to struggle to do the right thing. They don't abandon their faith. They hold on to what's right. Whoever continues to struggle, no matter what the pain, فَإِنَّمَا يُجَاهِدُ لِنَفْسِهِ. They're only doing it for themselves. Don't you ever dare think you're doing something for Allah. Like it's for, like you're doing Allah a favor. Like, why should I do this for Allah? No, Allah says when you do the very best you can do, when you do jihad, you're only doing it for who? Yourself. When Khabbab bin Arat is being told, radiallahu anhu, when you lost your back, the skin on your back, you did that not for Allah, but you did that for yourself. That was a favor to you for yourself. Because when you stand in front of Allah that day, you will say, Ya Allah, can you send me back? I want to get burnt again. Because it was so worth, now I realize what it was worth. When you meet with Allah, then it changes. He says when we meet with Allah, هُوَ الَّذِي أَضْحَكَ وَأَبْكَى. When we come in front of Allah that day, the true believer, you know what's going to happen? Allah is going to make us laugh and He's going to make us cry. Both of those things are going to happen. The joy will make us laugh. And just the overwhelming, when sometimes you're missing somebody, you haven't seen them, you've been thinking about them, you've been talking about them, and eventually they come over, they fly over. And when you see people that are at the airport, relatives meeting each other, you see the weirdest thing. They're laughing and they're crying at the same time. Because this is a meeting of the two who love each other deeply. He says, وَالَّذِي أَضْحَكَ وَأَبْكَى. He says that meeting is coming. And if you've been struggling, you're only doing it for your own benefit. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَغَنِيٌّ عَنِ الْعَالَمِينَ. Listen to this carefully. He said Allah has no need of any people of any of the nations. Allah doesn't need you or me. Allah doesn't need my prayers. Allah doesn't need my du'as. Allah doesn't need me to stay away from haram things. Allah doesn't need me to control my tongue. Allah doesn't need me for anything. If I am doing those things, I've only done them for my own benefit, for my own self. That is Allah.